Let's move on to the final square. The final square is your home, your website, please share.
Your website and your blog. We like to say that all roads lead home. So through this entire discovery of starting with you, thinking about your target audience, who's going to be coming to your website, thinking like your customer, developing your energy signature, and then having a platform that you can base everything off of, that's your online home. We recommend that you have your website also function as a blog for many reasons, including fresh content on there quite a bit, search engines liking it, and the fact that as you share more of your knowledge with the world, people that find you will appreciate that. Since we got really serious about developing our online real estate, our online web presence, we determined that we wanted to be advocates for the industry as well as serve our local market. So a lot of what we share on our website is industry-wide tips and information and service help and things like that, and we encourage questions and comments. We get so many people from around the world asking us questions about their swimming pools that we know that's working. And then we also get that reinforcement with people that we work with close to home, who, when they decide to work with us, and I was just interviewing one of our customers the other day that we just about finished building their swimming pool for, he said one of the reasons that he really liked us as a company is because we're not just here to build their pool, we're here to be educators of the industry, and he really appreciated that.
That's good information, and how would we know unless we ask? That means something to people, and knowing that we share as much as we possibly can share, as often as we can possibly share, in every type of media that we can share, that all that is doing is helping us. It's helping the industry, but is absolutely helping us as well, because we become the authority. I don't know how many times this year alone I've had clients that before their clients go out to meet them regarding the swimming pool, and they've said, we know you're right for us because you were willing to share anything online. You gave it all away. There was nothing that you were being secretive about. You shared every part of everything all the time. So we can look good from a customer standpoint, we can look good from an industry standpoint, we can look good from a, if you want to call it, competitor standpoint, which we live in a creative world that doesn't even have competitors. We live creatively, and as a result we don't compete. But we can look at anyone else in the industry and going, we're helping all of them. We're not just helping us because we're providing information that hopefully betters the industry. And if I better the industry, I better each of the companies that stay in the industry. And then I better the experience that the end user has, and then the wholesaler, the manufacturer, all the way back. Because the better that the end user experience is, the better all the way up the chain of where that product comes from, it all gets better.
We found as well that going through this organic marketing discovery, it eliminates the need for selling. What we're doing instead is we're storytelling. And we're not storytelling in a make-believe fantasy land sort of way. We're storytelling about our day-to-day lives, the things that we offer, and as we develop each of the squares in the organic marketing tic-tac-toe board, we point everything to our online home. So as we create those messages or the social media shares and the stuff, everything points to our online home. And our online home is where one of our prospective clients can go. They can learn even more about us than what they learned when they were introduced to us. And on that website, we very clearly talked about frequently asked questions, how to get started with us, and even what to do if you're not our ideal client. We let them down gently, and we also offer some alternatives. So truly, all roads lead to our home, which is where we invite them in to discover everything that they could possibly want to about us. And then we very clearly show them the way to work with us if that's the direction that they'll go, how to get more information if that's all they're looking for, or how to get connected with some of our strategic alliances if that's ultimately the way that it has to go.
Well, what we found through this process too, because all roads do lead home, that we won't even really go too far with the customer if they haven't spent time at our home, if they haven't spent time on the website getting to know who we are. And what's that's done is it's allowed the tire kickers of the world to go there, and if they don't resonate, they leave. But if what we've found is our home online is where we funnel everything through. A customer working with us today needs to come through that home base online. Because this process has worked so well for us, we utilize our online home as the place that everyone comes through. We have this marketing funnel that people find out about us in all these different ways, but before we'll meet with them, they've been to our website and they've spent time, because that's gonna weed out the people that are not our type of customer. And if they squeeze through that marketing funnel and they get to the bottom and they pop out the bottom, they're absolutely our customer. They're 99% gonna buy a pool from us if they've gotten through that entire process. And what that's done is that's made our life easier.
Feel the same way about them.
It's absolutely, we have to feel the same way about them. Yeah. And because we send people through this process, because we now understand it, we can make decisions as to who we say yes and no to. If we just took every call, and if we just wanted every appointment, we would never know. But someone that's made it through that marketing process, that's made it through that funnel on our website and gets to the bottom and comes out the bottom of it and is still excited, we almost guaranteed know that that's a customer that we could do business with. Now, we still have the option though of saying, no, you might have made it through, but you're not our customer. Otherwise, in the past, we would have just taken anyone throughout that entire process and run around like crazy trying to find work. Instead, they get through that process, they're our customer.
Absolutely. Hopefully, through this introduction to the different concepts that we'll be exploring in organic marketing, you feel like you would like to go on this adventure with us. We welcome you to join us in the very next unit, where we will start to discover more about you and what you would like to share with the world.
I think the next segment is where you, just like me, had to really get serious and honest with myself and dig down and say, what am I all about? That is the most powerful. If you ignore that one and try to do the rest of them, it's going to give you some benefit, but spend so much time in this next segment, because I think that's the one that makes all the difference. That sets up the entire marketing and sets up the story that makes sense. Without that, it's a shell. And really, when you look at it, the center of that square is the core, and the rest of it is just a shell. If you don't have the core, the shell doesn't mean nearly as much. So the next one is really powerful, and that's the one where you're going to have to get really honest with yourself, just like I had to get really honest with myself.